Okay, guys, this is going to be kind of like my review of the 5060 series, including the 5060 and the 5060 Ti. I've owned both, and I've been using the 5060 to basically capture the Ps5 Pro through an Asus TUF 4K 120 box that I had. And yeah, the 5060 just held up great in that role doing that. Never had a hiccup. The encoding was great. The streaming with it was great. And the codecs that you use to stream, if you put the settings really on high, full blast, man, they just work. And the NVIDIA cards are just great for that. The visual quality is good. On my Hexfix gaming channel, you can see all the streams I've done with the 50 series. All the PS5 stuff that's up there. I deleted most of it. It's because I'm not supporting a company anymore that wouldn't give me a refund on a broken game. And so I'm not even going to talk about the PlayStation anymore. There's this big DRM thing that's happening right now, which is really dumb. Everyone's overreacting. Dude, when you buy digital, it's DRM. Dude, yeah, you don't lose your game ever unless the servers go down. All you have to do is if after a month your game doesn't run, you just connect it back to the internet and it checks it and then it reactivates it. And they do this because of piracy. So if you want to point the finger at anybody, it's these jailbreakers that they're trying to defeat, and that's why they're doing this. So if you want to get mad, get mad at the frickin' pirates that constantly hack Sony's machine and spread their games around for free and screw people out of money, developers and companies. So that's the reason why that you have this DRM problem. All right, but they're not like totally locking you down. You still have access to your game if you connect to the internet. And if you bought this stuff digital, you're going to be on the internet anyway. So why is everybody getting so damn mad? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that's not why I'm mad at Sony. I'm mad at Sony because, see, if I buy a game on Steam and I don't like it, I can go to Steam and get a fucking refund, right? But if I buy a game, I bought a broken game, I bought Starfield, I went to Sony and had to fight with them. And I basically threatened them. I said, if you guys don't give me a refund, I am done with your fucking company. And they're like, you have to go to the webpage. I'm like, dude, give me a refund. I don't want to be a beta tester for your fucking game. Give me a damn refund. They wouldn't do it. And so I just was like, okay. So anyway, lately I've been doing all this, like, what is the video card equivalent to the PS5 Pro? And yes, it is the 5060 Ti. The 8 or the 16. The 8 is going to be bad for some games, but it'll work for like 95% of them. And right here, we're looking at the prices. Here's the 8 gigs for $379. This is a really great card to start off with. There is a 3050, but don't get that. Get the 60 Ti. Anyway, on the 5060 regular one, I was able to get like 70 to 80 frames in Battlefield. And if I'd use DLSS, I could get it up a little bit. But it was an 8 gig card, so I couldn't really turn on the frame gen. So I was getting 70, 80 frames on the 5060. And kind of the same thing in Call of Duty. This is all 1440p. And then, in Starfield, I was getting like 35 to 45 in the 5060, and it was playable and it was good. And the graphics looks just like the same as the Ti, but it's just a little bit lower frame rates. But it's really good if you're running in 1080p. You'll get like 60 on most games. But this 5060 Ti is a whole nother beast. You can get much higher frame rates. Like I'm getting like in Battlefield like 100 to 120. And that's with like 90 to 120 is what I was getting. On Call of Duty, I'm getting about 90 to 110. On this game, on Starfield, I'm getting about 45 to 70, depending where. Inside buildings, it's high. In space, it's a little higher. Out in the plains, it's a little lower. In some of the cities, it's lower. And then if you turn DLSS on the TI, it gets you into the 120 frame, 160 frames. If you turn on the frame gen on a lot of the games, and it looks good. And if you can run the DLS 4.5 or 4, it's going to look pretty good. And you can do this preset management stuff in the NVIDIA software now. It's pretty cool. So yeah, the 5060 Ti is like a 1440 version of the PlayStation 5 graphics. And the DLSS 4.5 is awesome. It's better than PSSR. It is better than PSSR. I don't care. And yeah, the games are more responsive and everything, even with the DLSS. And you get these settings to lower latency and stuff. It's better. But anyway, so if you're looking for PS5 Pro style 1440p power, then it is the 5060 Ti. And if you look, you can see that the specs are the same for the if you look up the 6800, that is what the PS5 Pro is. It's the AMD 6800 Radeon card, and it has the same pass mark rating as the 5060 Ti. But the reason why the PS5 has more in common with the 5060 Ti than the 6800 is because the 5060 Ti does ray tracing, has DLSS, and the PS5 has ray tracing and PSSR, and they're comparable. And that's, except DLSS is a little bit better. But where I noticed the biggest difference between the PS5 and this car, and like having a PC card, having the 5060 or Ti or a regular one, the textures in the games on the PC look better than the textures in the PS5 because there's more RAM in the video cards and on your computer memory than there is in the PlayStation. The PlayStation only has 16 gigabytes and you're limited. That makes high-res textures a no-go in most games because you have to share the memory, the 16 gigabytes with the processor unit. So like for Battlefield, for example, you can't have super high overkill textures or ultra textures. I think the max they're doing is high. I'm not sure. You have to ask the developers, but that's just what it looks like to me when I did some testing with it. Anyway, you're not going to notice it unless you get really close to the TV and you're really paying attention. Most people won't notice this, but I do. I'm sitting really close to my monitors and I do notice it. But one of the problems I was having with the PS5 too is the capture card would black out sometimes when I'm playing a game, and it would really mess me up. And the PC doesn't do that. But the reason why I'm returning the 5060 Ti is because with my avatar that you see here talking, it takes about 5 or 6% off the top of the card on top, plus all the streaming and stuff, and it does affect the frame rate by 10, 15 frames in some cases. So I need a bit more power if I'm going to be running this avatar, and I'd like to have better DLSS too. When this DLSS 5 comes out, I think the 5070 is going to be a better card than the 5060 Ti. That's why I upgraded to it. That's why I'm returning my 5060 Ti. But let me tell you, if you're not streaming and running avatars and doing all this stuff, the 8 gig 5060 Ti would be PS5 Pro performance territory at 1440p. And if you had a 4K monitor, you could just upscale to just put the games in 1440 and upscale to 4K, and they would be about the same. But most people don't have 4K. I'm selling my 4K monitor because I hate it. I can't read it. I just can't freaking read it. That's why I went to 1440p ages ago. I can't read it. I'm getting old. The other thing is that the 5060 is really cheap. But the 16 gig isn't, sadly. The 16 gig, this was $499. It's $599 now, so the 16 card went up in price. Let's see. Well, there's one for $419 still. This would be the one to get if you want the PS5 Pro graphic equivalents, and then this is the one. You get like 60. Most games are 60 to 100 frames without DLSS in 1440p. Some games are in 40, depends, like the Wukongs and all the really hardcore ones will be like 30 to 40 frames. But with DLSS, you can get up to 60 to 70. And the games that run at 60 to 70 with DLSS, you can get into the hundreds. It's pretty cool. So this card is really worth it. If you want a mid-range card that has memory and you're doing any kind of video editing and stuff like that, this 5060 Ti 16 is good. No, this isn't. Sorry, this is the 8 gig. This isn't the 16. Why is it showing me 8 gig? Why did the price go up again? Huh. Wow. The price of this went up. 762, 749. You can't even get the 16 gig card anymore cheap. So you'd have to buy the 8 gig. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm returning mine, but the 5060 Ti is a great card if you're going to be playing games on the PC. It's a good upgrade, and it records really well, and it can stream very high quality without choking or anything. It's awesome. The codecs are amazing in this thing, and for video editing, it's the best card, and music software runs great with it. So I used to be an AMD guy, but now I've seen the light. I'm Team Green now, and I got my 5070 company. I'll have a review of that soon, but this is. Let's go ahead and just look at some of my videos. Hold on, where are we going? Is this 1440p?
Yeah, maybe I'll just separate all those things I'm trying.
So, yeah, let's just look at this. This is what the graphics look like. What's it doing? I'm doing stupid things. So, this is streamed footage. And yeah, it looks good. This is the 5060 Ti. Let me see some gameplay. See right there, I have DLSS on, and it's preset L, and I'm getting 90 frames with FrameGen, and the graphics, they look pretty good. But here's my stream of it. And yeah, that's not a stream. These just I captured these files as MP4 and then uploaded them to YouTube. YouTube kind of screws with the graphic quality a little bit. The recordings look a lot better on my computer. In fact, I could show those too, but I'm just going to show you this. But here, that's cool, and then I'll show you some 5060 footage. Like, I have Starfield. Where is it? Right here, Starfield. Here's the regular 5060. This is 1080. I'll put it at 1440. Anyway, this is just the regular 5060, and I'm selling my 5060 too. And see right here, we're getting 54 frames on the regular 5060 too. This is no DLSS. This is just regular. And this is, I'm selling this card. It's an 8 gig. I'm gonna sell it for about like $275 plus shipping. And this is what it looks like, and you can record and stream with it too. This is when I was building my hab. There's shipbuilding. This is just the 5060. The 5060 looks really good too, even when you stream it or render files and upload them like I've been doing. But yeah, I was building the ship and messing with it. But this is how it looks on the 5060. The 5060 and 5060 Ti are pretty good. So don't sleep on these cards. If you're gonna build a PC to play games, this will do you just good, and it's not gonna cost thousands. But you'll be stuck with the 8 gig, but that's fine unless you want to play with the high end textures and Battlefield and stuff. You need the 16 gig, but they're expensive now. So, phooey. I'd say get an 8 gig card if you're not doing content creation. It's fine if you just want to play games. But if you're making content, then the 16 is the way to go. Anyway, 5060 Ti is great, man. It's great for multitasking desktops. It's good for games. It's good for recording. It's good for video editing. All the 5060s I'm happy with. The regular one and the Ti. So they're good cards. But I'm moving up to the 5070 just because I need a little bit more power.